alligator, ostrich, kangaroo, elk, pork, pheasant, venison, rabbit, yak. All of these meats will enter the YTD arena in stick form with a chance to take home the title of top jerky. It's the Jerkuille O'Neal Invitational. You tried that? You tried that. The beef jerky. What are we calling this thing? Jerkuille O'Neal. I forget what we're calling it.
I think we landed on Jerkuille O'Neal
Okay.
Invitational or something.
Yes, Jerkuille O'Neal. It's not to mean that Shaq is a jerk, because we love Shaq.
Yes.
So we're not calling Jerkuille O'Neal. That's just because we're eating jerky. So for the next 2 episodes, we're going to be eating all different kinds of jerky and let you know what's the best.
Wow.
There are... Oh, this is my pal, Chad Hancock.
Hi, Nick.
Nick Gagger.
I guess you can call us the new Jerky Boys. Is that true?
No, there you go.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that how we want to be known?
Probably not. We're doing crank phone calls on a podcast while people
My
listen.
name is Saul. That's the only one I remember.
Hey, you get the Stones? I remember that one. I don't know why.
Oh, all right. So, Chad, meat stories.
I did have a story just this week involving meat. To set some context just about my father-in-law, he a wonderful man, super friendly, a human garbage disposal. And he will eat food indiscriminately with super fast speed, does it basically has no taste buds, just basically puts everything back.
And he's a small guy too, right?
Oh, he's tiny. He's 5'1", 105 pounds, something like that. So I remember actually the very first time, or one of the very first times after I met him, it was a second or third time that we went out to dinner. We went to this Chinese restaurant, and he ordered a plate of clams to share with my wife, was my girlfriend at the time. Huge pile of clams came out just on this plate. And my wife had one, and he started eating them, and I turned around to talk to my future mother-in-law, and I turned back no less than 2 minutes later, and the plate was completely cleared. He had just downed them all.
Shells are gone.
And my wife also hadn't noticed, and she was like, "You ate all the clams!" She couldn't believe he ate them so fast. So that's the kind of guy he is. So this week, we were up in Bodega Bay, which is a coastal town about an hour and a half north of San Francisco. We rented a house there, and we brought, my whole family, my dog, all the grandparents. So my mom and my in-laws. We rented this house, and we just spent, 4 days there. Basically just went to the beach, and I cooked a bunch. And so one of the days I cooked burgers and fries for everybody on the grill they had there. And so, my daughter's 2.5. She doesn't eat a lot, right? When she does eat, it's a lot of times she'll just take a couple bites of something. But I made her a full burger anyways, because I figured maybe I would eat what was left or something. She just ate fries the whole time and took one bite of her burger. So there's a burger with 80%, 90% of the burger left. But I was actually full, so I wasn't going to eat it. So I decided I'll give it to my dog as a treat because he just turned 15. Mm. So, but it was cooked medium rare, and I didn't want to give him a medium rare burger. So I took just the patty, put it on a plate in the microwave, and I nuked it for 45 seconds just to cook the shit out of it. Whatever. Napoleon doesn't care. Right. Fucking dog.
But here you are microwaving his burger.
Just some fucking dog. Anyway, it was his birthday, and he deserved a special treat.
Hey, there was some really good seasoning in that patty. Sure. So, But anyways, so it comes out of the microwave. The thing is fucking scalding hot to the touch, right? It's like steaming. Like I microwaved it probably like 30 seconds too long or something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just set it out here on the counter, next to his fucking dog food, like right next to the dog food, on the counter. And I'm like, okay, then once it cools down, I'll go over and I'll put it in his bowl. So no less than 30 seconds later, I'd walked away and I just hear this sound that sounds like a rabid, like wolf or something, just gnawing at like a carcass, just like that kind of sound. Mm-hmm. I turn around and my father-in-law has the patty in his hands, just the plain patty. He's hunched over the sink, eating it like a corn on cob, like eating just like the outskirts of it, like just going through it. And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you eating that? The thing was like scalding hot, and he's like, that's why he was eating the outsides, because that was the least hot part of it.
You couldn't wait 2 seconds?
I know. I'm like, that wasn't for you. It's for the fucking dog.
Was he also eating the dog food?
Yeah. He was actually eating the dog. No, his excuse was that he thought it was going to get thrown away. To which my wife screams. To which my wife screams, who microwaves garbage before they throw it away?
You gotta heat it up so it's nice for the raccoons at the curbside.
Yeah, so he stopped. He'd only eaten about half of the patty. So Napoleon did still get a little bit of a treat.
He's a lot older than 15. He's like, I deserve this burger more than this dog.
Yeah, he is in his 70s, but yeah, I don't know what 15 is in dog years. Maybe it is like a competition there,
right,
between the two.
Who's got a better Instagram, your dog or your father-in-law?
My dog at Napoleon _ Pooley is much better. But I feel like he should start like a TikTok or something where it's just him like scarfing up like the most disgusting, piles of leftover food. He'd probably get like 1 million followers.
He's the originator of hot garbage.
Probably. Yeah. So that's my father-in-law.
It reminds me of
that's him.
The story it reminds me of is this guy I work with who is like Joey Fitness. He's actually a couple years older than us, but he's a guy who's up at 4 a.m. every day, hours in the gym, just all fitness all the time. He comes to lunch with like hard-boiled eggs just in a lunch baggie and just puts them back.
Boy.
And so, but every now and then, he's a super nice
Great
guy. Like,
farts out of that.
every now and then, he will, like, what he calls a cheat day or something, and the amount of food that he eats to cheat is insane, is like just out of control. So one time another of our coworkers made an ice cream sandwich cake. Have you guys ever seen those before?
Yeah.
No.
They're like, you use something like as many as you want, but like 20 ice cream sandwiches. Yeah. And you line them in the cake pan, like just one on top of the other. And it has, icing between it. I forget what it all includes, but there's a lot of ice cream sandwiches in it. So she brought it into work, and this guy is like, I guess it's his cheat day, and he's just cutting slice after slice, just having a regular conversation about his weekend or whatever, just putting them back. And he's like, what is this thing? And the other coworker's like, yeah, it's an ice cream sandwich cake. And so he's listening to the ingredients and how it's made. And he's like doing the math in his head. I can see as she's describing it of how much he ate. And he goes, I think I just ate 19 ice cream sandwiches.
Was he horrified, or he was like going back for more?
He stopped and then he like laughed, but yeah. It's something that would have killed anyone else, but he, actually took care of his body. The other 364 days a year. So
yeah,
all those hard-boiled eggs worth it for that one time. You can eat 19 ice cream sandwiches in 5 seconds or whatever.
So I'm just doing mine in reverse order. So the first 40 years of my life have been nothing but cheat days, and then now I'm going to do nothing but hard-boiled eggs for the next 40.
The next 40 years, I'm going to hold you to that.
You tried that. We've got 3 more hard-boiled eggs for Geiger, and we're going to eat some snacks.
I know. Actually, I hate. Here's where you are on the scale, Geiger. In that hours ago, you're at my house, and I give you whatever beer is the oldest one that I'm not going to drink in the back of my fridge. You're like my beer. You get rid of my beer. I microwave it and then I give it to you.
You remember when you were like getting your girl something to eat and you just heard from the background like and you turn into just draining beers into my mouth. You're like, I was gonna throw that away.
That was her for my dog.
You're just over the sink eating the can like a cob of corn.
By the way, Chad, since you did it twice now, I have to point out it's not, or
no
before you said corn of cob.
Corn. Yeah.
I was like, it's not corn of cob. Beer of can.
I got that from you, actually, Geiger. You said that one time on this podcast, like 2 years ago or something like that. And I don't know why it stuck with me. And I thought it was so funny that you said cob of corn. And now I say it. Like now not on purpose. Like I started saying it as a joke and then it's stuck.
The one between us, Chad, is once we became friends when you started saying forwards fast. And I had never said that in my life. Geiger, what do you say, fast forward or forwards fast?
Yeah, fast forward. That's what it's called. Why would anyone change the words?
Do you still say forwards fast, Novak?
I will, just like the same way that I think you're saying corn of cob or whatever. But I remember thinking, what is that? But you had always grown up saying that?
Yeah, we had always grown up saying forwards fast. And then I've since switched to fast forward because that's what it's fucking called. But I know but it was like in my 20s before like my mid 20s when I was like, I should probably start calling this the right thing.
Yeah.
Not this like weird ass shit.
All right. Let's eat some jerky. We've got a lot to eat. We've rate these jerkies on a 5-point scale. I love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's split up the two of the same brand. Let's eat the pork and alligator meat stick from the Beef Jerky Experience Company.
Yeah. It's a cover band.
This is not a Beef Jerky Experience. This is a pork and alligator jerky experience.
No, well, I think, isn't there beef and pork in all these? No, just pork, I guess. All right.
There's a picture of an alligator on top, and it does say it's Cajun flavored.
Ooh. This thing is wet.
It is wet.
It is real wet. Is it wet? What do you think is wetter, this jerky or a woman when you tell her right before you're about to make out with her that you just ate pork and alligator meat snack?
What's wetter, this or your girlfriend when she finds out you say forwards fast? Oh, there's the Cajun. Comes in kind of late.
Yeah,
not too spicy.
It's wet, but it's not. I mean, it still has the dryness of jerky. It's not like all that moist.
Right.
Just the outside is like greasy.
This is a dry of jerky.
These snacks that have like, I've had this stuff before when you have like alligator in like sausage form or something, and it's kind of like the pansiest way to try other meats because like anything in a sausage just tastes like a sausage. Like it's not.
Yeah.
You don't really taste the animal meat.
We used to go to this place called La Fondue here in the Bay Area. We would go there. There was like 6 or something years in a row where we went there every year for my wife and her best friend's birthday because they're only like a couple days apart. So it was like a joint celebration. We'd all go. And they have on their menu, like they have fondue, but they also get like the meat plate out in the middle and you grill all the meats and stuff. And they have all these different alligator meat, kangaroo meat, ostrich meat, like, elk meat, like 20 different kinds of like
Wario meat,
quote unquote, weird meats or whatever. And our conclusion after we tried every single one of them, and it was like, none of these are better than cow. like this is a reason that we mass produce cows and eat them instead of alligators or whatever.
Geiger, what do you think of this thing?
I like it. I'm fully prepared for you guys to say it's too hot or spicy. I like spicy stuff. It is like, I think the only real off-putting part about it is that it's like wet. I don't know if it's just greasy or like oily or something, but it's not jerky. It's a meat snack. So, but like in the car or something like this, it's spicy. It's like not overly chewy. Like it's easy to eat.
It's a beef jerky experience. So
That's the store. This is neither beef nor jerky.
We call this part one of our Jerkuille turkey or tournament has only one jerky in it. The rest are meat snacks.
do they get to like? Is that just something you can call a beef jerky experience? Like you're allowed to call something low fat. It has a certain amount of like. It's just sort of jerky. It's just an experience.
Right. Well,
Like Geiger, you are gonna sleep with your wife. She's gonna have a sexual experience. But it's gonna be over fast.
we wouldn't call it
gonna get a
actual
lot of
sex,
enjoyment out of it.
but like similarly, it's like kind of greasy and weird. Like if you're on a road trip and that's all that's there, that's fine. For some reason, really spicy. No. All right, I like this thing. It's just a solid like that. I think it's good. I think it's a good chew. It's not overly chewy. It's not like mushy. It's like a firm snap to a little bit, and it's I think it tastes good. So, all in on this.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
The wetness was pretty off-putting to me from the beginning, but I don't really actually taste much flavor there. Like it's just sort of a very generic processed meat kind of flavor. There's no real depth to it, and what is there actually gets canceled out by the heat, which is too much for me. I had to stop after 2 bites. And so I think this is actually really gross. I'm going to give it a hate, Dad. I don't want to eat any more of it.
So you're kind of weirded out by this whole thing?
Yeah. You just ate the entire thing? Yeah, that's fucking vile.
It's sliding down my throat into the Everglades of my gut.
If I could have gone first, I think I would have rated it higher. Because the heat wasn't bothering me for like the heat per bite is not bad. And Chad's right, it's bland. I probably was only going to give it an indifferent no matter what. But I'm sitting here minutes after I've stopped eating, and a lot of drinking is not getting the heat out of my mouth. Like it's sitting too long and it's not pleasant. So I don't think the heat's done well at this, and I don't think that it's great. The flavor isn't great. So I'm going to give it a dislike that. So we've got a dislike, a like, and a hate. A middling type of score. It probably will get beat, but we'll see. Next, let's go to the swamp stick. Because we got to compare it with this other alligator.
Hell yeah.
This is more another gator snack, right?
Yeah.
Alligator, pork, and beef. So this one has beef, and it also claims it's Cajun style.
The first one was a long flat piece, like some of those like Jack Links type ones that you see, and this one is a more like a rounder Slim Jim style stick.
I will say all these we've opened so far smell good. I do like the smell of a meat stick, even if it tastes like crap.
This one is shaped more like the alligator's dick, where the other one is probably more like its tail.
You say his dick pic?
Is
that what you said?
I said it's shaped like its dick.
I thought you said it was shaped like his dick.
It's shaped like an alligator's dick.
It's shaped like the picture of the penis.
It's not flat and square. It's like a framed photo of its penis.
It's been photoshopped by the alligator. Ooh, this one's spicy too.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a leftover from the older steak.
I mean, it is also supposedly Cajun style.
It's a little spicier than regular, but this is to me more like akin to like a regular meat stick.
It tastes less spicy to me, I think, but maybe my mouth is just blown out already.
Boy, all right, Chad, what do you think?
This might be a long night here for me. I like this one better. It's not as grossly wet. I feel like it does have a better snap to it, but again, the flavor is still just really bland to me. And there's too much spice. I'm gonna give this one a dislike that. I think it's better, but again, I stopped after just a couple bites.
I usually think of myself as liking jerky, but these Cajun ones, I don't know, man. This is not a pleasant spice to me. It's like a not going away type of flavor. I do agree it's slightly better. If I had to pick between these two, I would say this Hunter's Reserve one, the second one, is the better of the two. It's less greasy. But I'm still going to give it a dislike that. So, Geiger, what do you think?
I'm less convinced I needed to eat the whole thing on this one. But
wow, you pushed back 2 already.
Did you have dinner tonight? What happened?
Yeah, I went to Portillo's. They had like an Italian beef sandwich. It's okay. I agree it's not as good. I think it's not as good as the other one, so I guess I don't agree with you guys. The thing to me about this one is it's a lot drier. Like, I don't like a beef. Well, if we're talking about jerky, that's fine. This is not jerky, though, right? Like, if I'm going to eat jerky, it should be dried out. That's the whole point. This is a beef stick, and I don't, or a meat stick, alligator stick. And I don't want it to be like real dried out tasting. And that's what I feel like this one is. I think the spice is fine. I think the flavor's okay. So I'm going to give it an indifferent to that, but I think the other one was slightly better.
All right. Wait, Chad, you said a dislike 2, right?
Yeah, right. So overall, they're tied up.
All right, some pretty poor scores. I get a feeling one of these ones later might beat it. Let's split the middle here and do our segment. All right, guys. So this is, of course, the Jerkuille O'Neal tournament, as we decided.
Sure is.
20
we all
minutes
knew
ago.
that.
Everyone knew.
I'm going to give you...
Everyone was on board at the top of the podcast, or what it was.
I'm going to give you 7 different scenarios. And you're going to tell me who's the jerk, right? So you see this type of thing popular, I think, on like Reddit, where it's "Am I the asshole?" I think is the popular one.
Am I the asshole?
So it's some from like those type of sites, and so some of these are real, and some of them are just a scenario. And who do you think? So you're both going to tell me who's the jerk here. The first one: Paul downloads a movie to his laptop to watch on his flight. The movie is graphic in both violence and sex, but he's wearing headphones. Behind him, Susan asks him to turn it off because her small child can see it. Paul refuses. Who's the asshole? Geiger?
I think if you're watching a movie with graphic sex scenes in public, I'm sorry, True Lies isn't the same without watching the penetration.
Penetration in True Lies?
I don't know. They have sex.
I don't think
she like
so.
dance around naked or something. I don't
It's
know.
a snuff film. I forgot to mention.
Right. I think that's probably you're the jerk. I would, if as a parent, I would side with the person not wanting my son exposed to a bunch of like boobs and heads getting chopped off.
You prude.
He like turns off the movie and then just puts the last like 15 seconds of Boogie Nights on repeat. Like, all right, I'll watch a different movie.
Let's watch his hardcore porn instead.
Right.
It was the violence you had a problem with?
Chad?
So I've been that guy, sort of. So I've been that guy watching a movie on an airplane that was R-rated and had some questionable scenes in it, and I felt so self-conscious about it. Like, I always make sure to only do it like on a overnight flight, everybody else is asleep, that's when I put on Big Titty Sluts Triple X3 or whatever.
Right. No headphones, as loud as you can while everyone's trying to sleep.
Yeah. No, but like, and I've seen that too, like walking on planes, people be watching like Game of Thrones or something like that, right? And you just see like Hodor's dick swinging around or whatever.
I remember that episode.
Famous scene from the show.
It was the
Hold
pinnacle
dick.
of the show.
Hold dick.
So yeah, I think like you can watch the movie another time. There's other movies you can watch, so.
Hodor's giant schlongs helicoptering around Game of Thrones for an entire episode.
he was just like taking out orcs, just like whapping them all along the face.
What
or
orcs? What show are you watching?
I might have Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings confused. I don't know.
Remember that one giant from the Wildlings? That episode?
1-1.
1-1.
Where his dick was just flying around,
Remember that
knocking
scene?
down rows of soldiers.
Remember that scene where they just showed 1-1 pulling out?
Remember that scene when the Night King or whatever just like entranced the dragon's dick only, so it was just wildly fighting the dragon as it was flying through the air.
Remember that scene when 1-1's dick knocked down the wall? Remember that one?
Oh yeah, classic.
1-1's dick.
If that's not Game of Thrones, I don't know what is.
I think that's one of the prequels. Like you see 1-1's dick when it was real small, and then like watch it grow over time.
It's a time lapse video. 10 episodes.
Getting an erection. He got an erection and accidentally killed the entire Lannister army.
All right. Next scenario. Lily offers to treat. They're fucking made up names. I don't know why I'm correcting it. It's Lily. Lily offers to treat Janice to dinner. Lily orders a large pizza to share, and they eat it at her house. Janice takes the leftover slices home. Lily's upset because she was looking forward to eating them the next day. Who's the asshole?
Wait, it was at Lily's house? And
Yeah, Lily's treating Janice to dinner, right?
Oh.
So she invites her friend over and says, "I'll treat you to come over to my house and we'll have dinner. I'll buy the pizza," right? And then Janice takes all the slices home
Without asking.
That's right.
Okay, so that was my question. It wasn't like offered up and she said yes.
Yeah. Well, I think Lily's upset because she was looking forward to eating them. So I assume she
Yeah.
would have said no if she was asked.
I think Janice is the asshole there because, like, she didn't... Like, if Janice had paid for the pizza, that's something, right? Like, then she could take him.
That's
Or
something, all right.
if Lily had offered, that's something. Or if the only topping on the pizza is 1-1's dick, that's something. But none of those apply. So I think Janice is the asshole.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if 1-1's dick was the only topic, I agree. That's like, I have the scenario. Yeah, no, like
joke that Giant's dick is the pizza topping. Are you wedging that into this?
All right. Guys, I'm going to need to pause the podcast for a second so I can work on my 1-1's dick material. Yeah, no. Funny story, real quick.
Yeah.
1-1 is actually named 1-1 because Tolkien, or not Tolkien, the guy who George R. R. Martin.
It's a player he liked, right?
Is a big Giants fan, and that was Phil Sims' number 1-1, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know if Phil Sims. He was also inspired because Phil Sims had a massive cock.
Sims notoriously hung.
Wait, so are you gonna include that in your Type 15 about 1-1's long 15? 15-foot dick.
All right. Speaking of long, this segment's going to be real long if we don't stop on 1-1's dick. Yeah, no, Janice is a jerk. If someone's buying you dinner, you can't just take, like, she's magnanimous enough in that she gave you a free meal. You shouldn't get 2 free meals without even, unless, again, if whoever the first person was, like, offered it up or something,
right.
And you're like, okay, sure. But if it wasn't offered, I think the implicit expectation is that whoever bought it is keeping it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I get, but if you say you're buying someone dinner, I don't know. You know, the thing is, you didn't buy him dinners, and then everything you buy should be up for them. You know, the gesture shouldn't end there. So
I guess.
I disagree. Okay, next. Francine has her relatives over to meet her new baby. Her cousin Tiffany wears a designer sweater, and the baby spits up on it. Tiffany wants Francine to reimburse her for the very expensive sweater. Francine thinks that's ridiculous. Who's the asshole? Geiger, start us off.
How old is the baby? Is it 1 years old?
He's an 11-year-old giant. Pukes on her sweater.
Here's a sweater. Have it back.
My new baby. Hey, Tiff, what's up?
Why is the baby talking like a teamster? Hey, I'm 11. What are the soups? So I think. So wait, they gave him a sweater. The baby puked on it, but it was the baby sweater, right?
Like the baby sweater. No, the
a gift.
A relative wore a nice sweater.
Oh, right, okay,
and it got
right.
puked on by the kid. And they say, "Hey, your kid puked on my sweater. Give me some dough."
That's no. You can't do it. Like, look,
No, you can't do that.
It's not the parents' fault the baby puked. That's not you. Right. When you're holding a baby, you have to understand that stuff's going to come out of it. Puke and poop and piss and spit and all that kind of stuff. Boogers,
all at once.
Tell you what, when you're going to visit a germy, dirty baby, maybe don't wear your precious cashmere sweater. I mean, save it for like a rainy night or something. I don't know. Yeah. But no, I don't think you're right. You're in the right there. Go get the dry cleaned.
So, I mean, I would have offered to pay for it.
Sure.
If I was like the mom of the baby. So I think she's kind of an asshole for not offering to pay for it.
If you offer, the person should refuse then.
Yes, absolutely. I would offer and expect the person to refuse. Mm-hmm. And if it was me I the person that got puked on and then demanded money is the bigger asshole. Life's too short to fight about like those kind of like monetary things. And if I was the person with the baby, I'd probably just give her the money and then cut her out of my life completely.
Yeah. Luckily, no one I know owns anything that nice. So
yeah.
All right, number 4. Ellie's wedding is the day before her grandma's birthday. Her mom, Shirley, thinks it would be nice if Ellie would include a birthday cake for grandma at the wedding reception. Ellie says no. Who's the asshole?
This actually came up. I don't know if it was our wedding was when my mother-in-law's birthday or somebody's wedding was my mother-in-law's birthday, and my wife did get her a small cake. I didn't think it was a big deal because she just got her a cake and put it at the table, and that little table thing, a little happy birthday, but it wasn't like a big everyone take time out away from the wedding to like celebrate the birthday.
Right.
So
I remember you saying that, but the grandma was turning 111. So it was a big birthday.
Like a big dog-shaped cake.
Jan, what do you think?
Yeah, that seems like a fair compromise. I think this bride is being a bit of a bridezilla. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think just get a small cake, just shove it in her face, whatever. Be like, "Happy birthday, grandma." Like it's fucking grandma. She probably doesn't have that many birthdays left. Like, so
just get her a smash cake, just like dig into it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a win-win.
All right. This one is lengthy. This is a bit of a lengthy story, so tell me what you think. All right, this one actually is from one of the Reddit strands. I, a 43-year-old male, met a woman, 34, online several months ago. We began talking and really hit it off. She's a really pretty woman, but she does have a slight flaw to her physical appearance. She has a bad case.
Sounds like a great guy.
She has a bad case of TMJ, which makes it so that when she gives a big smile, one side of her mouth curls into a huge grin, while the other side stays basically still. Every selfie we've taken together has her looking like this. While I absolutely accept this condition she has, I wish she would do what she can to make it less noticeable. We've recently...
Can't she learn what her good side is? Like, turn that head towards the camera?
We've recently started talking about becoming engaged. Both sets of our parents are ecstatic, since they both apparently thought that grandkids weren't happening from us. But when the subject of engagement photos came up, I told her that she should not smile quite so broadly, as to let her true natural beauty shine through.
Whoa.
Whoa. Boy,
She got really, really angry at this and said that the curled up lip on one side is her natural beauty, since it's her. She said that she isn't even sure marrying me is a good idea. I'm the youngest of 4 kids in my family and the only boy. My father, 71, when he heard about this, told me it was no wonder that none of my relationships have worked out through all these years. And that I needed to apologize to her and beg her forgiveness. My mother said I should have been nicer, but understands. I know all this sounds bad, but I just really want her to be at her best. Okay. So, Chad, start us out. Is this guy? Who's the jerk here? Is it this woman who clearly is a complete ass? Can't even...
How dare this woman have a condition? Jesus. I mean, hasn't this guy ever heard of Photoshop, right? Like,
he's drawing the other side of her mouth up.
No, I didn't say use Microsoft Paint. You can, like, mirror image her face or something. Oh, boy, that's awful.
Mirror image her face. That's not offensive either. Hold on, I gotta go in the lab and make you look pretty, sweetheart.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, he should apologize.
The engagement photo. I photoshopped it. It's just him with his arm around one stick. Just
one of his balls is wrinklier than the other. Yeah, I mean, this guy needs to go to the echo chamber of Reddit to really suss out where he went wrong.
The only place there's possibly someone who would agree with him.
Right? Look, he's a 43-year-old guy who can't find a steady relationship, and then he's sitting there trying to force this woman to hide what he considers her physical deformity. Well, that's the smart idea.
Wow.
That's he's lucky he's still alive. I would that takes a lot of cojones. I'll give him that, but that's about all I'll give him.
She said she's not sure she wants to marry me. So I thought, you sure there's nothing we can do about your smile?
So I came here on Reddit, and I figured if you guys back me up, she'd definitely understand then. Look, Master Blaster 71X says you should just put a bag over your head for all of our pictures.
All right, 2 more. This is one other long one and a short one. All right. So this one's a little lengthy again. So I, female 19, and with my best friend, female 20, at Disney World for my birthday a few days ago. We're at this park, and there's a popular ride that has a wait of 1 to 1.5 hours. We had already ridden this ride a few times, but decided to ride it once more before we left yesterday. We got in line at the back when this family with 13 people came up behind us. They had matching t-shirts. They yelled at this man 20 feet ahead of us who had their shirt on, and he told them to come here. And a woman said, "Excuse me," to me, and started to walk past. Now, I'm all for letting people go to their relatives or join them in line. That's fine. But this line takes 1 hour, and they had like 13 people. I let people in front of me all day, but I was done and wanted to leave. So I said, "Sorry, no." She looked puzzled and said, "Excuse me, I need to get to my husband." And I said, "Just you?" And she said, "No, my whole family." And I said, "Yeah, no way I'm letting 20 people in front of me," even though it was 13. She got really mad and called me a bitch for ruining her day with her family. And I said she should have thought about getting in line with him before. She said they were getting food, and I said, "Too bad." My friend said we should just let him go, but I was done and stood my ground. We started arguing, and every time the line moved up, I didn't let her in. She eventually complained to a staff member and asked me if I would mind moving, and I said no to the staff member. She called me a bitch and called her husband, and he shoved past me. I said, "Suck my dick." And she and she was going to say something else, but her husband pulled away.
I was going to say something else, and then they realized I was 1-1 and I meant it. Like, I was going to tear their head in half.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
Oh, boy.
Tough scenario. Letting 20
This
people
one
ahead
is
of you,
tough.
13 people.
This is tough.
Look. Yeah, I see both sides. I do think when you're getting to the point where you're yelling at other adults at Disney World to suck your dick, that you maybe need to work on your anger control a little bit.
Yeah.
Was this a scenario? Do you know? Is it saying there, or I miss it? Where like the park was closing, like if they let these people in front of them, they wouldn't be able to go on the ride.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
If you're in line, they like let you on.
I think that's the thing for me. I understand. I do think that's annoying, and I don't like it when one person is saving a spot in line and then 80 people walk up and think they could just skip the line because they know one person way up there. I think that's kind of BS. However,
what if they know one person up there?
Sometimes if you have if Hodor is up there holding the line for you can go up there. It's such a shitty joke.
They were closing the door. I wanted to get on the ride.
He's holding the door open as Space Mountain. I guess I will land on the I will land on the. I do think if it were me, I can only say what I would do. If it was just me and one other person, I would probably just let him go because my theory is I'm in line for an hour anyway. That adds maybe an hour and 10. Like it's not gonna
not even
the drop in the bucket at that point.
Probably, yeah.
And nothing's worth having to sit in front of these angry people for an hour while you're slowly moving up to the front of the line after you just told them to suck your dick.
Maybe you should have said, like, suck my dick and I'll let you go in front of me. And
like a barter system. Let me go meet my husband. Well, I hope your husband's fine with you filleting me. He has to do it too.
These were women is the other thing. It's a woman who said suck my dick.
That makes it even better.
Bad insult.
Chad, what do you think?
Okay, so Geiger makes a pretty good point. Like, what I would for sure let him go past because I don't want to deal with angry people like being belligerent to me in line. But kudos to this woman for sticking through with it. I don't actually care that it's 13 people. If it's one fucking person, the guy who's way up in line should come back to be with his family.
Yeah,
like it's his fucking fault for getting in line way early while the rest of their family was like wiping their fucking ass with their pizza or whatever they're doing, right? Like go together in line as a family and don't cut. So fuck him, fuck her, fuck all 13 of their kids or whatever
They're dicks.
They're the assholes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, if they come like marching through line wiping their ass with pizza, I will step aside.
They're clearly crazy people.
All right, last one. It's very short.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A kid names his stuffed tiger Tig, T-I-G, and he asks for a last name. The dad suggests Biddies, and the kid likes it. The mom is really upset.
Was his middle initial Oscar? Oh, that's awesome.
So the asshole is the dad or the
Which
mom
one?
or the kid?
Yeah, the mom gets really upset at it. So is the dad an asshole for doing this? What do you think? Chad, you start. Take Biddies, the stuffed animal.
Jig Biddies.
Oh,
Some
boy,
luscious tiger
boy.
action.
That's very, very funny. But you really... Does it say how old the kid is?
No, it does.
18.
Yeah, then it's okay. Yeah, I think that's a little maybe over the line for a kid that doesn't understand the joke that you're making.
Doesn't understand how funny the joke is. A way joke.
The kid can't appreciate the comedic brilliance of Tig Biddies. So I'm going to say the dad.
All right, Geiger.
Look, I think I'm the asshole for not coming up with that joke already. I want to have been that dad. I don't think he's an asshole for saying
You're
that.
just going to go rename all of Evie's toys.
Look, it's Tig Biddies your bear. Tig Biddies doesn't even make sense as a bear, but we're going to name him that anyway.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that's hilarious. I don't think he's being an asshole. I think he's making a joke. I think the thing is like, you can make that joke. The kid's not going to get it, and the kid's also not going to name it Biddies. Like you tell him like, oh, just name it something else. Like,
yeah, right. The mom shouldn't be getting pissed. She should
She's
just
overreacting,
correct
is what
and
I'm
be
saying.
like, actually,
Yeah.
the name is going to be this.
I am absolutely a guy who would make that, not clever enough to make that joke, but I would make some terrible joke at my kid's expense, not because they don't know any better. And my wife would go, Nick, and then it moves on. You don't have to make a big scene about it.
Yeah. You're not clever enough to make Tig Biddies.
I'm not a genius like that guy.
It actually showed a picture, and there was the stuffed tiger had huge stuffed cans. So let's eat the yak jerky. So this is Al's jerky. It's Al's jerky, original yak jerky. The picture of the Al's jerky truck, it just looks like
Van. Yeah, it's
like clip art or something.
It's a van, but it's like one of those like child predator vans, except painted yellow. You know, with like no windows, and it just says Al's Jerky in the most generic font on the side.
It originally said Al's jerking.
And it has their actual phone number on the packaging.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Let's give him a call right here on the pod.
But this doesn't have any. This is no pork or anything. It's just yak.
Oh shit!
With like seasoning.
Yeah,
it's
rough.
real
Yak leg. This is the only real jerky we're having today.
Yeah, you got to really tear at this moment.
Wow. It's a bunch of tiny little pieces, like maybe 2-inch long pieces in here.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was all kind of fused together in a big, like, hunk.
Big clump, yeah.
I've never seen or heard of yak jerky.
These ones came from my brother Dave, right? I can't keep track of who got which meat sticks.
Yeah.
Distributed by the Jerky Van Grant.
I was reading the ingredients too.
That's the Grant of the jerky van. Okay, yeah. The first ingredient says yak (parentheses) made from solid pieces of yak.
No, man, that adds up. It's not yak eyeballs.
Instead of that, can you make jerky out of like ground meat? Is that what they're trying to like guard against?
I don't taste any of the other things that are in here other than like kind of soy sauce a little bit.
Yeah, no brown sugar.
Oops.
I know like a lot of different companies applied for the Jerky Van grant. It's tough to get. Al's got it.
I've seen Frank's Jerky Submarine. It didn't go as well. It's harder to access. It's like a lot of narwhal jerky down there.
Now this, I gotta go first. This definitely tastes like jerky you bought out of somebody's van.
Yep.
Their big yellow van.
It tastes very natural. You can see why this is better. Now I feel like Dave sent us some other kind of jerky many shows ago that tasted really fresh and nice.
Yeah.
Some buffalo jerky, yeah.
Yes. And that tasted much, much better than your regular jerky. You could taste the freshness. Now this also is very fresh, but doesn't taste that good. I don't know if it's just yak meat. If you just have solid pieces of yak and you try making them into jerky, if it just doesn't turn out well. So it might just be the flavor. The consistency I could get by. The flavor is just not great. Oh boy. I was looking forward to these. I hate to do this, but I'm going to give them a dislike that. I wanted to like them. The flavor is just not that good. Geiger?
Yeah, I'm torn. This is the only jerky we're eating in this jerky tournament today. Or not tournament, pod episode. And it's, like you said, you can definitely tell it's not like overly processed like a lot of the jerkies we've eaten. It's not greasy, none of that. It's I believe that it's high quality, as high quality as jerky you get out of the back of a yellow Grand, granted by the U.S. government. But I was writing this grant. We're either going to do nuclear research or we got the jerky van. You pick.
We got all that solid yak over there, so let's just
apply for a grant. Yeah, I agree that taste just isn't good. I don't, like I mentioned during it, if you look at all those ingredients, it's got like garlic and onion salt and whatever. Brown sugar. I don't taste any of that. It tastes like salty jerky. I taste the soy sauce. I'm torn too. And on one hand, I don't think it's bad, but it's not. I'm going to give it a low level indifferent. It's fine, but I don't. I'll eat it, but I don't think it's great.
All right, Chad.
Does the jerky van, as it's driving down the street, does it blast yakety sacks out of the speaker to let people know they have yak jerky in stock? Do you think that happens?
I mean, they should.
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so I agree this is disappointing. I wanted to like it, but I think it's just kind of there. It's not spicy like the other ones were. And so that I give it points for, but it just tastes like the most generic kind of jerky. Like if you took jerky and just basically like removed all the flavor, good and bad, you just had this like rawhide kind of thing that you're chewing on. It's just very bland to me. So, I would recommend yakety yak. Don't buy that. And I'm going to give it an indifferent to that. So proud
all
of
right,
myself.
I was coming right up for that. My next lead-in was when you take out the papers in the trash, take this with you. Yakety yak. So is this still in the lead?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, so yak's still in it. Let's see. The last one we've got is another beef jerky experience. Pork and kangaroo meat snack. What was the first one? Oh, it was alligator.
Apply for that jerky grant if you want some spending cash.
This one's original, so not Cajun. So maybe
Yes.
it will.
Yakety yak. Applying for a grant.
Sorry. This is also extremely wet.
It looks like a fruit by the foot, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the way.
It looks
It's
gross.
a roux by the
it
foot.
looks like brundlefly skin on the outside. Really terrible.
Help me! Brundlefly.
That first one tasted like brundlefly skin too, I think.
It kind of looks like one's taint, don't you think?
Or brundlefly's taint.
No.
Either one.
Let's meet in the middle. It's brundlefly's taint.
Let's meet in the middle. It's Brunwundlefly's taint.
That was well done.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
This is just kind of like, there's really no flavor to this. This is just kind of like, this is extremely mild. I know the last one was very spicy, the Cajun. To me, that at least gave it flavor. This is just like a wet, vaguely smoky piece of meat. I don't. Maybe it's just kangaroos. I don't know if kangaroo's mild. I've never had kangaroo other than, I think, right now.
I think
It's gamey.
Yeah, it's fine.
would
It
say.
doesn't. I'm gonna have to go dislike that. This is disappointing. It's very boring, and to me, jerky has to have like strong flavor because it's not like a pleasant consistency usually. And when this isn't jerky again, it's a meat stick, but it doesn't have that snap. It's wet, and it doesn't have it like a strong flavor. It's just kind of there. This is just like this. This is a bummer. It's not like disgusting. It's just kind of eh.
And you're gonna eat the whole thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
you keep ruining our episode by pointing out that everything's not jerky over and over again.
I'm very big about the rules, guys. You know that.
All right, Chad.
This is easily my favorite of the day. I don't like that it's wet, and I do wish that it had a little bit of a stronger flavor to it. But the flavor that is there, I like. It's not spicy at all. It's a good combination of meats. I think it's like a pretty good consistency. Easy to chew, good mouthfeel, all that kind of stuff. I think this is good, not great. I'm going to give it a like that. Pretty low level, but I like it.
Okay, so as it stands now, I think it can win with an indifferent or better.
That's right.
So, the flavor, like Geiger says, is a little bland. It's not bad, though, and it doesn't have the spice which made me downgrade the other beef jerky experience I had, which was the pork and alligator. So this ends up being my favorite of these four. It's still, to me, going to be an indifferent because it's just kind of a plain beef stick. But there's nothing that's kind of putting me off like a few of the other ones did. So it's going to get indifferent, and it's going to win the episode. Pork and Kangaroo, the late victory.
This is like the missionary of meat sticks. This is like the most boring, plain ass, basic bitch meat stick. I still finished it.
Yeah. Did you eat all? How much? You ate the 3 regular ones, right?
Yeah.
And how much of the yak?
I didn't eat the whole. I'm not eating this whole yak. I don't have an hour to chew through all this.
It's a lot of yak jerky.
Yeah.
And the price is handwritten on it of $10.
Whoa.
For this fucking thing. Did you see that?
No.
Or is it just mine? $10.
Yeah, mine says $10 too. Yeah.
Big ass fucking pack.
Man,
your brother spent $30 on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
And so of that $10, I think about $9.50 is going in the compost. So thanks, Dave.
Yakety yak, get your money back.
Reinvest in that grant.
Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you enjoy a corn of cob, if you have held the door before, everyone's held the door before. We can all participate. If you like jerky, if you're a jerk, period. If you're trying to hide your Quasimodo-looking wife from your wedding photos, you can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on hashtag You Tried Dat on Twitter. We have a Facebook group, You Tried Dat. We're on YouTube and Instagram. Come let us know what you think of our ratings. Give us your own ratings. Suggest a snack. Suggest a question for the mailbag. And as always, if you can leave, let everyone if you like it. Let people know you like it. Let us know you like it through a review or a star or whatever. And as always, thanks for listening.
All right. So here's a question. You're on a plane, sitting behind someone who's watching a movie, very graphic, lots of sex, lots of violence.
So much missionary position.
So much
or
missionary.
meat sticks.
Right. So do you sit and watch that like sideways while he's watching it or not?
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be pretty hard. Like, if I look over and I see Tego Betty flip-flopping around on the TV screen, I can't look away. When am I supposed to, like, it's awkward. I mean, it's weird, like, if I'm with my wife.
Pull out
It's
my penis
awkward.
and just start jacking it? I mean, I don't know.
It's awkward to look away.
No, it's awkward to look, but it's also like, I know there's boobs there. I like looking at boobs, so I'm going to look over and I'm going to see some boobs. I'll keep doing that.
It's awkward to look, but it's even more awkward not to look.
Yeah, right. Why would he watch him if he didn't want me to see?
Right. He does keep turning around and like winking at you.
Now, am I the asshole when he turns around and asks for half of his Brazzers subscription if I don't pay for it? Like, we didn't.
You only have to pay for it if he gives you one of his 2 earbuds. Then you have to pay.
You're watching a porn on a plane.
And also, weird. Like after you shoot a load all over his cashmere sweater, he wants you to pay for part of it.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, he's the asshole. Look, if you didn't want me to shoot a load on your cashmere sweater, you shouldn't have worn it to this event where you're watching Brazzers with me on a plane, okay?
This event.
Everyone knows
This momentous occasion where you play porn next to a stranger on an airplane.
Fine, I'll pay for your sweater, but I'm cutting you out of my life.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this
great.
time. That's the first round of. I guess we'll put up this pork and kangaroo stick against the winner of next week's tournament. So either save part of this for a week or just get a really great memory of what this tastes like right now. Commit this to memory.
I know what I have to do. Only have one choice.
All right. We'll see you next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.